All right, hello and welcome to the show. This is Soccer Now with myself, Samuel Reese, coming to you live from Lexington, Kentucky. And hope all of you soccer fans are doing great on this beautiful day. And we have quite a bit to get to, that's for sure. And I just wanted to let you know that this will be my last show on the weekday this week and the following weeks. So I'll be now moving my show to the weekends now that school starts for me tomorrow. So starting on the weekend, my show will be on Saturday and Sunday. My show on Saturday will be at 9 p.m. Eastern time, 6 p.m. Pacific time. I would have had it at 7 Eastern, but due to some places I have to be, it will be at 9 p.m. Eastern. And I'll let you know when Sunday's show will be at a later time. But I'll let you know then. So But let's get to what we'll be talking about on today's show. First of all, Paul Pogba is reportedly unhappy at Manchester United. Rumors are still swirling around a possible late window move to Barcelona. So Pogba said, "There are things I cannot say, otherwise I will get fined." The 25-year-old World Cup winner was given the captain's armband in the opener. So is the Mourinho-Pogba relationship beyond repair? We'll be discussing that. Also, so we'll be talking about Paul Pogba possibly leaving. Still rumors out there. We'll be talking about that. Also, we'll be discussing the projected FC Barcelona starting 11. Ter Stegen in goal, Alba at left back, Piqué at left center back, Umtiti at right center back, and Semedo at right back, Rakitic at left mid, Busquets at center mid, and Coutinho at right mid, Messi at left forward, Suarez at center forward, and Dembele at right forward. So what will FC Barcelona's starting 11 look like? Because the La Liga champs start their title defense Saturday at home versus Alaves. And Messi also became the most decorated Barca player of all time. The Supercopa win did give Messi 33 trophies, which is one more than Iniesta. So he is really a lion among men. He has 33 career trophies, 4-time UEFA Champions League, 9-time La Liga Santander, 6-time Copa del Rey, 7-time Spanish Supercopa, 3-time UEFA Super Cup, 3-time FIFA Club World Cup, and 1-time Olympic gold medal. So Messi really has done it all. It's crazy. Also, here is beIN Sports' best teams in the world, or in Europe anyway. They have 6 Real Madrid, 7 PSG, 8 Atletico Madrid, 9 Chelsea, and 10 Manchester United. And so how the mighty have fallen for Real Madrid, because have the Los Blancos fallen too low on beIN's best rankings? I'll be discussing my opinion on that. And in the top 5 are 1 Manchester City, 2 FC Barcelona, 3 Liverpool, 4 Juventus, and 5 Bayern Munich. I'll be discussing all of those rankings. Also, are we putting too much faith in FC Barcelona? The La Liga champs have reinforced their roster after a UCL meltdown last season. So once again, here is the complete list for beIN Sports best. 1 Manchester City, 2 FC Barcelona, 3 Liverpool, 4 Juventus, 5 Bayern Munich, 6 Real Madrid, 7 PSG, 8 Atletico Madrid, 9 Chelsea, and 10 Manchester United. Remember, La Liga Santander is live on beIN Sports. FC Barcelona takes on Deportivo Alaves on Saturday at 4:15 p.m. Eastern Time, 1:15 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. So make sure you tune into that. Also, the save of the week went to Cyprian Tatarusanu as he made a diving free kick stop. Impressive save, by the way. Also, top 5 transfer tracker stories. 5 is that Luka Modric will stay at Real Madrid. 4 is journeyman Mario Balotelli wants out of Nice. 3, Besiktas have eyed Liverpool goalkeeper Loris Karius. 2, 23-year-old Keita Balde has signed with Inter. And 1, Paul Pogba agent is still after a Camp Nou move. So where will Paul Pogba be by the end of the transfer window? We asked you guys. 46% said Man United, 36% said Barcelona, 7% said PSG, and 11% said back with Juventus. So I'll be discussing that. Also, Real Madrid does face Atletico Madrid. The Madrid derby for the UEFA Super Cup will take place in Estonia, in the capital of Tallinn. Remember, the locker room is Mondays and Fridays at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Time on beIN Sports. A great debate show in the U.S. So I tune into it every time it's on, and it's a great show. So make sure you don't only tune into my show, tune in to that show also. Also, the top 5 weekend winners. Excuse me, I'll be right back. I apologize. Sorry, my dog was being a pest. The top 5 weekend winners. 5 is that Rooney created a last gasp winner versus Orlando City. I'll be talking about more of that. 4, Mohamed Salah scored in the EPL opener. 3, Iniesta showed beautiful control in his first J-League goal. 2, Ronaldo scored his first Juventus goal in 8 minutes. And 1, Timothy Weah netted his first Ligue 1 goal for PSG. Timothy Weah did make the cover of L'Équipe. The 18-year-old American winger is turning heads in France. It's cool to see that. Also, the American prospect Tim Weah scored his first Ligue 1 goal, as I mentioned. And Weah took advantage of a keeper error in the 3-0 win over Caen. And also play a little who do you blame, as the Chivas sales staff flexed the ad game in post-game presser. I'll be getting into details of that. Also, Josie Altidore got thrown out in the 11th minute versus NYCFC. And Newcastle United struggled at home in their EPL opener. That's everything we are going to be discussing, a lot, quite honestly. And I'm excited to get to it. After today's show, we will have a lot to talk about on the Saturday show, that's for sure, because we'll have all of this week's news and then all of Saturday's action, even Friday's league action, so it'll be fun. Anyway, back to today. We'll start with Paul Pogba being reportedly unhappy at Manchester United. There are still rumors about a possible move to Barcelona, which is quite crazy to think about because Paul Pogba was the captain for Man United, had a pretty good game, scored a penalty kick, but still, he's still unhappy. I mean, it makes sense a little because last year it was obvious that he was unhappy at the club, but I don't know. It's just I don't know about this because it would be crazy if he did go to Barcelona. We'll be discussing more of what would happen if he did go there later. But with Paul Pogba, I mean, we've seen him not really himself at Man United. He's had some good spells, a great World Cup with France, even a pretty good opener with Man United. But it's pretty obvious that he wants out of Manchester United. And Jose Mourinho, I think, would probably be fine with that too. But so I don't know. The transfer window in Spain, I believe, doesn't close till August 31st. So still a lot of time left for Barca to make that move if it were to happen. So very interesting rumors still going around. And Pogba did say that there are things I cannot say, otherwise I will get fined. I mean, that's a pretty dark statement right there. He's basically saying that he can't say that he wants out of Man United because he'll get punished for it, which is probably true because he definitely wants out of there and he wants to say what he wants to say, but he won't because he will get punished. But that makes it obvious that he does want to leave Man United. But yeah, some crazy things going on there. I mean, those comments right there should clearly tell you that he definitely is tired of Man United and wants out of there. I mean, it would be weird because he started the Premier League season with them, and if he did end up going to Barca, it would be a little bit strange. But that's just how the transfer window works. The EPL transfer is closed, the transfer window, but basically all the other leagues in Europe are still open. But yeah, what a crazy disaster going on there. Really, not disaster. I mean, Man United can do. Pogba's he's a great player, really. I mean, he just doesn't seem to fit Jose Mourinho's playing style, so that's why he is probably unhappy. But yeah, we'll see how everything goes there. But it's crazy what's going on. Also, is the Mourinho-Pogba relationship beyond repair? Because the Paul Pogba was given the captain's armband in the opener, so there's obviously some relationship there with trust by Jose Mourinho to give Pogba that armband. But was it really something Jose Mourinho just had to do because of I believe it was Carrick, the old captain who retired and is now part of the coaching staff. There was really no one else who was somewhat a leader like Paul Pogba. Some could argue that for sure, but I think that shows you there's a little bit of relationship there. I mean, the relationship wasn't like between Mourinho and Pogba it's never been awful, but it's never been great, that's for sure. It's all right. It's not the best at all, but not so bad. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's beyond repair, but I mean, if he did end up staying at Man United, which I think he will, by the way, maybe that relationship will get better. Who knows? If he has a great season with Man United, maybe Jose Mourinho and will be happier, and the relationship could be repaired. I think it's not beyond repair, that's for sure. I think it's an all right relationship that will be all fixed up in the end. But yeah, so crazy rumors there. Also, here is the projected FC Barcelona starting 11. I mentioned it earlier. Ter Stegen in goal, Alba, Piqué, Umtiti, Semedo at the back, Rakitic, Busquets, and Coutinho in the midfield, and Messi, Suarez, and Dembele up top. So what a lineup that would be, but that's just the projected starting lineup. Who really knows what Valverde is going to go with in his starting 11, because Barcelona has picked up a lot of players this transfer window, a lot of talented players too. And there'd be some key star names that wouldn't be able to play with just 11 being able to be on the pitch. Ernesto Valverde, it's a good problem to have, that's for sure. A lot of star players, and you wonder where all these players are going to fit, especially if Pogba goes to Barcelona. That's even more to add to it. I mean, we don't even know if Vidal is going to be in the starting lineup, not in the projected lineup anyway. But yeah, it's craziness at Barcelona. It's crazy how good their team is. We'll be discussing them in the rankings later. Also, so that is a key question. What will FC Barcelona's starting 11 look like? Because we don't really know. We're just waiting for that first game to see what it really will look like. But yeah, so they will start their title defense Saturday at home versus Alaves. So the wait won't be too much longer to see what Valverde will end up going with. But it will be a tough decision to make. That is for sure. But yeah, so FC Barcelona, a good problem to have, that's for sure. I think they're absolutely the favorite in La Liga this season. But then again, there's some really good players that won't be in this lineup no matter who he picks. There'll be some good players that won't be in the lineup. There's just more than 11 really good players on Barcelona. So either lineup, either starting 11 he picks, whatever way he goes, there's going to be some good players on the bench. And you wonder what their situation is going to be, what they're going to do. So yeah, absolutely a crazy situation. It really is at the point where it's Messi in the starting lineup and the other 10 really are up for grabs. We don't know. I mean, we could know some of them, but yeah, it's really kind of that situation where you don't know what Barcelona is going to come out with. Anyway, Messi did become the most decorated Barca player of all time, so congrats to Messi. The Supercopa win did give him 33 trophies. That is one more than Iniesta. We'll be actually talking about Iniesta later in the show, but Iniesta, of course, the legend, but Messi passing Iniesta in trophies, 33 with the club. That is crazy. That's for sure. That shows you what a talented player he is and how much Barcelona really means to him, because he's played pretty much all of his career at Barcelona. And I don't see him leaving for sure. I don't think he'll make a move like Ronaldo did. I see him at Barcelona to the very end. But yeah, congrats out to Messi, and what a career he's had, and he still has a lot left in him, that's for sure. He will be exciting this La Liga season, I'll tell you that much. Lionel Messi, hats off to him. He is special, that's for sure. That is absolutely for sure. But what a Supercopa win that was for Barca, by the way, with Sevilla missing an extra time penalty kick, but they still got the trophy. And yeah, before the La Liga season even starts, Messi in Barcelona got a trophy, which is always good. Those Super Cup wins feel good for confidence heading into those club seasons. Usually the good clubs win the Super Cup. But anyway, his 33 career trophies include 4 Champions League, 9 La Ligas, 6 Copa del Rey, 7 Spanish Super Copas, 3 UEFA Super Cups, 3 FIFA Club World Cups, and 1 Olympic gold medal. So he's really won it all. It's crazy to think about that. I mean, first of all, to have 4 Champions League titles, that's impressive for sure. 9 La Liga titles, that's beyond 4 Champions League. That's very impressive. I mean, winning La Liga 9 times, one of the best, if arguably the best league in the world. I think Premier League, but some think La Liga. I think La Liga is second, but we'll have the argument another day. Anyway, 6 Copa del Reys too. That's crazy. 7 Spanish Super Copas. They just added 1 the other day, and Messi had 6 before that, which is just crazy, really. And so Lionel doing a super fair. Also, 3 UEFA Super Cups, even more impressive. And 3 Club World Cups, crazy. And even winning an Olympic gold medal. That's a good trophy case for sure for Lionel Messi. He's been phenomenal his whole career. No one can argue that. Anyway, moving on from Lionel Messi's phenomenal accomplishments, let's move on to beIN Sports Best. So they have, I'll go from 6 to 10 right now, refresh you with what I said earlier. 6 is Real Madrid, 7 PSG, 8 Atletico Madrid, 9 Chelsea, and 10 Manchester United. So a lot of people have mixed thoughts about this, but I mean, I don't know. I feel like for Real Madrid, the question is, have they fallen too low on beIN's best rankings? I think so. I don't think you should put Real Madrid at 6. I mean, they won the Champions League last year. You have to put them at least in the top 5. I know they've lost Ronaldo and got a new coach. I see where that argument would be coming from for sure. But on the other side of things, I still feel like Real Madrid would be a great team. I feel like it's a little disrespect putting them at 6 after winning the Champions League. But I see where the other argument will come in with losing Ronaldo and having a new coach. But yeah, also 7 PSG. I guess that's fair. They're in the French league, which is a lot of matchups where it's not very good teams. They're a talent above, not too much challenge. And then when they do face a challenge in the Champions League, they haven't had success, and they went out early. You could say a bad luck of the draw to play Real Madrid. But yeah, I think 7's fair for PSG. Also, I thought they go at 8. That's fair until we see what they do this season. I think they might move up those rankings. Chelsea at 9, yeah, that's fine with a new coach and all. But and Manchester United making the top 10, all right, I say. I mean, they were pretty good last season. They were 18 points off of first place, but still, they came in second place. So I'll give them that. Anyway, let's talk about the top 5 now. They have 1 Manchester City, 2 FC Barcelona, 3 Liverpool, 4 Juventus, and 5 Bayern Munich. To be honest, I agree with pretty much all of this. I mean, you can't argue with Manchester City. They're they dominated the Premier League, the best league in the world, and you'd think they're going to do that the same. Excuse me. You think they're going to do the same thing this year for sure, and so no arguments with that. Then two, FC Barcelona, absolutely, they're a great club. They're a phenomenal club, one of the best in the world for sure. I'd have them at two, just like beIN Sports did. That is for sure. They have so much talent, as I was talking about earlier, and I think they'll win La Liga. And maybe make a deep run into Champions League. We'll see. But I think the gap between I think Man City and Barcelona and the gap between the other three are significant, really. I think Man City and Barcelona are at another level, to be honest. So they have three. Liverpool, I see that. They made it to the Champions League final. We're a really talented squad. If it wasn't for Karius mistakes and Salah getting injured, you could argue Liverpool could have won that game for sure. And in their Premier League opener, they didn't show any signs of slowing down from last season. So I think, who knows, they maybe can challenge Man City. I'm not sure, though. 4 Juventus and 5 Bayern Munich. Really, I put Juventus at 4 because they've won Serie A so many years in a row. And the Serie A does have good teams. Not the hardest of competitions, but still good teams in Serie A, that's for sure. So, yeah, I think Juventus at 4 is fair. And then Bayern Munich at 5, I'd agree with, because they've dominated Bundesliga, but not too good in the Champions League. And kind of like Juventus, there's good teams in Bundesliga, but not the best competition like Man City and Barcelona deal with. But still, yeah, I for the most part, I'd agree with that. But the question is, are we putting too much faith in FC Barcelona? As they have reinforced their roster after a Champions League meltdown last season. I think maybe too much faith, but on the other hand, I don't think so. I think we're not putting too much faith in them. I think the side is a talented squad. I think they'll have a great season in La Liga, and I think they're capable of making. Well, we all know they're capable of making the Champions League run, but I think this is their year that they will. I don't think we're putting too much faith in them at all. They're a great squad. I feel like they'll do great this season. So that's beIN's Best. Remember, La Liga Santander is live on beIN Sports. FC Barcelona takes on Deportivo Alaves on Saturday at 4:15 Eastern, 1:15 p.m. Pacific on beIN Sports. Make sure you tune into that. It'll be FC Barcelona's opener, and interesting to see. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the save of the week did go to Cyprian Tatarusanu. He made a great diving free kick stop versus Monaco, although Nantes did ultimately lose the game. But yeah, that goes to the save of the week. Also, the transfer tracker. Let's go to that. Luka Modric will stay at Real Madrid. Really what I expected, despite all these reports of him possibly going to Inter. He will stay at Real Madrid. I think it's a great move by Real Madrid to keep him. And yeah, I think it's good for Modric too. He'll be so vital to this Real Madrid squad. Also, Mario Balotelli wants out of Nice. He's really been everywhere lately. But yeah, things didn't go well. Nice lost their opening game to Saint Etienne. So not a good start for Nice. And Balotelli, understandably so frustrated there. And where could he land next? It's a big question that is yet to be answered. Also, Besiktas are eyeing Liverpool keeper Loris Karius. It's pretty obvious that he won't be playing for Liverpool. They have Alisson and Mignolet at the moment, although Mignolet, I don't know, he might go out. I think Mignolet will stay, though. We're not sure yet. But that's two talented goalies, and there's no way Karius will get into that lineup there. But although he did start over Mignolet after the mistakes he's made, I don't think he'll get a spot back in it anytime soon, especially with Alisson there. So yeah, he's a good keeper, but obviously he can make those mistakes that he makes. Yeah, so Besiktas especially, they need a keeper. So yeah, understandably so. I understand why Besiktas is going after Karius. That is for sure. Also, the 23-year-old Keita Balde has signed with Inter. The Monaco man has gone to Inter Milan, and what a help he'll be to the team. We saw him last year in Ligue 1. He's a talented player. He'll be taking his talents to Serie A, and I feel like Monaco gives away all their good players. Really, they're really a selling club now, I feel like. But yeah. So Keita Balde, good for him. He is off to Inter. And of course, one Paul Pogba agent is still after a Camp Nou move, so it's still out there. Could still happen, which would be crazy. But we'll definitely keep an eye on that. I'll get you updated on the weekend with all of that. But yeah, so something to keep an eye on for sure. Also, the votes for where will Paul Pogba be by the end of the transfer window. Once again, 46% said Man United, 36% said Barcelona, 7% PSG, 11% Juventus. So all of you voted for Man United. Well, the majority voted for Man United. I agree with you. I think in the end he'll stay at Man United and have a great Premier League season. And everything will be fine. Although, who knows, something crazy could happen. Anyway, 36% did say Barcelona. So a lot of you do think it's definitely possible. 7% PSG. I don't see him going to PSG. 11% a return with Juventus. I don't know about that, but we'll see. We'll see. Barcelona definitely a possibility, but I think he'll be staying at Man United. Also excited for. I bet all of you are excited for Real Madrid facing Atletico Madrid. The Madrid derby is taking place in the UEFA Super Cup in Estonia. It will be the Champions League winner taking on the Europa League winner, and what a game it will be. It will definitely be a test for Real Madrid to start the season. Atletico Madrid has lots of new signings. It should definitely be a fun, interesting game. Definitely watch that on tomorrow, actually, 3 Eastern time, noon Pacific. I'll catch it right when I get home from school, the second half anyway. Yes, so let's go to the top 5 weekend winners. Of course, Rooney created a last gasp winner versus Orlando City. If you haven't seen it, it was absolutely phenomenal. It was a 2-2 game, and DC United's keeper went all the way up. Not sure exactly why it went the tie game, but he went all the way up for a corner kick, and Orlando City was going towards the open net. The keeper was still around half field. They had an open net. And Wayne Rooney sprinted back as fast as he could and made a perfect, clean slide tackle, and then picked his head up and did a pitch-perfect cross to the head of Acosta to put it in for the hat trick, and DC United beat Orlando City. By the way, that was in the 96th minute that they scored. And boy, was that crazy. Good for Wayne Rooney. What an ending that was. Also, Mohamed Salah scored in the EPL opener. So Salah, it's good to see him back from the shoulder injury he had. And obviously, a lot of us felt bad for him after the World Cup because he didn't get to play in that first game, which they almost got a draw off against Uruguay. And then, of course, the rest didn't go well against Russia. And then, of course, Saudi goal. Iniesta, not at Barcelona anymore, but he is playing in Japan, and he's still scoring too. He had a beautiful move and really juked out the goalie for a beautiful goal. So good for Iniesta scoring in the Japanese league now. He's still sharp for sure. Also, Ronaldo scored his first Juventus goal in 8 minutes. Sounds just like Ronaldo, although it was Juventus versus Juventus B. It still counts, right? It was his first game with Juventus, and to score a goal in 8 minutes, sounds just like Ronaldo. What would we expect otherwise? But yeah, good for Ronaldo scoring his first goal in a Juventus jersey. And of course, Timothy Weah netted his first league goal for PSG, and a special goal for the American, that's for sure. Also, he did make the cover of L'Équipe, the major newspaper in France. So he's just 18 years old, and he is turning heads in France, that's for sure, making headlines in the paper. Good for him. Also, Timothy Weah, absolutely impressive, scoring in his first League On game of the season, and he almost had another one earlier too. But yeah, so keep an eye on Weah for the rest of the season. He's a fun player to watch. Also, now who do you blame? The Chivas sales staff flexed an ad game in the post-game presser. I haven't seen it in the Chivas Guadalajara game afterwards in the coach's interview. They had advertisements like you see in the Mexican League. They put actual snacks and drinks And there must have been 20 snacks and drinks lined up right in front of the coach for advertisements, and it was really goofy. But if I were that coach, I would have ate and drank all those snacks. But anyway, something crazy there in Mexico. They go crazy with their advertisements, that's for sure. So I blame the people who work for setting up those advertisements because that's ridiculous. Also, Josie Altidore got thrown out in the 11th minute versus NYCFC. Really an awful tackle from Josie Altidore. Something you do not want to see. Really kicking the guy way when the ball was way not even near them. And I definitely blame Josie Altidore on this. He needed to keep his temper, and Toronto ended up playing down a man and lost the game. Also, who do you blame that Newcastle United struggled at home in the EPL opener? I don't think they even struggled that much, to be honest. I'm not sure about this question because they played and they only lost 2-1. They played pretty good at some points. But yeah, I don't blame anyone there. They'll have easier games. They'll have it's a tough start when you play Tottenham in the open season, but we'll see about Newcastle. They still have a lot of season left for sure. Anyway, thanks so much for tuning into the show. Once again, I will not be on for the rest of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday anyway, but I will be back on Saturday and Sunday. Remember, Saturday I will be on at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you tune in then. Of course, you can always watch the show on a recording. And yeah, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on Saturday. We'll have all this week's news to talk about and Saturday's league action across Europe. So thanks so much, and we'll see you Saturday. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.